Stay safe out there.
Smells like grease and unwashed bodies.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Customs and inspection, right this way! Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important. You take the starch out of them, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly. Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board, that is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though. Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your time. Full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it in the family, you know. They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them. Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either. Are you pulling my leg? Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board. Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are. Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself. Yep, Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year. Glad to help. All right. You noticed, huh? What can I say? We're passionate folks, and the board can't abide that independent spirit, especially not when it might impact their bottom line. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them. You sure you didn't just step off one of the interstellar freighters? There's no working with the board. They don't share, not bits, people, or resources. You work for them, or you don't work at all. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be tantamount to joining their ranks, and we sure as shit ain't about to do that. Sounds like, yeah. But from where I sit, it's all coming through loud and clear. They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we may do all right. So far, anyway. Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right. You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony. He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison. Sure thing. Be seeing you.
Hi there. Haven't seen you around before. What can Groundbreaker Security do for you today? Chief Tennyson don't generally hire outsiders for station jobs, but you could try asking at Sublight Salvage. They got an office on the far end of the promenade deck. Anything else I can help you with, ma'am? They're run by Miss Hagen. Half the tramp captains and contractors in the system have worked for her. I ought to warn you straight off. Scuttlebutt says some of the jobs they do aren't exactly above board. Downright anti-business, if you catch my meaning. Let's say there's been times when I heard somebody needed a thing, and somebody else had such a thing, but they weren't inclined to sell. Now let's say the one who had the thing suddenly found theirs missing, and the one who needed got one. If anyone asks, Sublight says it got salvaged from an old wreck. Case closed. If anybody could prove them criminals, the board would have put their foot down a long time past. They always got, what do they call it? Deniability? Something gets nicked or someone turns up dead, Sublight says, hey, independent contractor, not our responsibility. But everyone knows what they're doing, top to bottom. Against is a strong word. Let's say that if you need something the board ain't inclined to sell, you might look to Sublight to get it. You might pay Sublight a shitload of bits for it, but that money gets passed on to their contractors, so in the end, it's still business.
You must admit, there is a beauty to the order of it. Everything operates within the constraints of the grand plan, even organized crime.
People do what they gotta to get by. Oh, sure, sorry. Gets a mite boring at this desk, you know. Then I get to chatting too much and Commandant Sonia's gotta reprimand me again and... Oops, doing it again. Sorry.
Oh, don't worry. Captain's real understanding.
Can't speak for the captain, but I'm used to listening to folks drone on about their pointless, depressing lives.
Awful generous of you, listening to me like this. Chief Junlei Tennyson. She runs the ship. Does a real great job of it, too. Her family's worked on it for, gosh, since it was built, I think. Back before the crossing.
What's she like? Is she a good boss?
Good as she can be, I guess. What with all the troubles Groundbreaker's facing. She could stand to lighten up, I suppose. But she tries her best to do right by folks, and that's what matters. Sure is, but she makes it look easy. She's real competent, our chief, even if she ain't real friendly. This is the security desk. If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to... I'm not so good at filing. Mix up first name. Folks are liable to start taking your filing privileges away. We can't just let anyone walk in here. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sunita, or help.
You don't sound awfully
We got a lot of rules. Appreciate it. That'd be awful weird. On account of you should be locked up back here. All right. Sure, and stuff from outside the system too, off the interstellar freight. All right. Less than there used to be. Fewer freighters passing through these days. There's been a whole heap of good advertisements lately.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting. Got a hot one for you, Captain Gunner. Allegations include several counts of flying under the influence. Swerving in the air was more like it. Then he crashed hard into the dock and tumbled out of his ship and fled on foot. Spilled Rizzo's Violet Spectrum vodka all over Officer Hartley. An affront of its own. Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork. You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a I do hope you're the lucky hunter that... Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post, I take my duties real serious. I'm not here for a chat. We're the security force here on Groundbreak. The original force was made up of a Marine. Folks started calling us Mardettes because it was easier to say.
Are you free to talk?
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch. Carry on.
Here we go again.
Huh?
No
Hey.
one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Podcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I've heard everything.
You know, it takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Who told you that? Graham?
Hey there, you mind stepping back? I'd surely love to, but that's just not my bailiwick. Gosh, I wouldn't dream of it. Not unless I got to, and I don't see any reason why.
She's a good ship, ma'am. Mostly doesn't act up.
Happy to hear it. I ain't felt so much as a tepid
Well, it doesn't smell as bad.
Either way, let's not stick around so long we all roast alive.
Whew. Have yourself a pleasant...
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Sorry about the heat. Chief Tennyson will get the radiators fixed soon. Oh, and it's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. A lot of slogans. Heard of it? My orientation aetherwave showed that famous Saltuna camp.
That's true.
Yeah. I hope they're gonna be okay.
That's a Spacer's choice, Spirit. Take what you have, polish it up, and make the best of it. So, what can I get you? Some soap? Everyone loves it. Have a look.
We were in a holding pattern for 2 hours just to get in.
Ooh, can we rent an upstairs room?
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following service. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing. Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless, savage, and unemployed. The board's embargo ensures that nothing... can leave the... planet and threaten our hardware. You've been listening to Halcyon News. Mandated duties as a good citizen of Halcyon.
How do you do? And welcome. Sorry, business has been... Oh, you can't miss her. Right behind you, number 2. First unit on the left, or second unit from the right, depending on which direction. Fine, as long as the board keeps its grubby mitts to it. Chief Tennyson holds the ship together, the promise... Our Chief Tennyson has an independent streak, same as her mother and grandmother who wrote. There's a reason the board's embassy is a glorified shoebox, while Junlei Tennyson lives in... Our local garbage collectors. That Lilia Hagen never met a debris field she didn't... She freely admits she planted her roots in Groundbreaker to escape board oversight. Of course, most of our supplies come and go through merchants. Company ships and salvage runs are the only traffic we tend to get. I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man, he paid it in spades.
Bless my heart. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key, and they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in. Phineas, that old kook. He was quite the dancer back in his prime, did he tell you? Real light in the wallet, too. He still owes me a small fortune. Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker. Do you know Edna, over in engineering? She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd... Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. Can't say I know for sure.
Sounds like someone poking into somewhere they shouldn't be got into a...
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from... Edna didn't seem to think so, and I trust the dear girl's judgment. Well, maybe not in men, but she knows her comms. So, like as not, someone's... And if someone set up shop in Roseway, maybe whatever they're hiding went to heck, and now they need a few spare hands. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for the more we got the corps fighting each other. My goodness, aren't you quick on the uptake? I like that. Should you find yourself responding to a certain... Then we ought to have a chat over a pot of tea and my famous cook. Law bless your atoms. Here's a copy of the SOS recording complete. Don't forget to come find old Gladys. Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson. You'll find her fretting in engineering. Won a charming copper kettle off that girl who runs the pub. If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late. Yes, anytime.
You ever hard up for work, try Sublight Salvage. Good pay if you're morally flexible.
Can we talk? Captain, if I could trouble you for a moment of your time, while we're on the Groundbreaker, I may have an idea for how we could find a translator. I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him. Oh, I'm anything but certain. But it's all I've got at the moment. Fortunately, we're in the perfect place to start. This is where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures. I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the Philosophist's off-world destination. Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems. Thank you, Captain.
Are you listening to me, Emperor?
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants you on Groundbreaker.
The board. Organized.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer? Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped? Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have. He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he? It must have been lost with Alex, then. One more tragedy to top the pile. Tell me, how did he die? Oh, awful business, that. But why? How? No. Best not to ask after the gory details. Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all? You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or... That's... Well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional. It's personal business, I'm afraid. Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's fine, really. Now, if you've nothing else, please... Be my...
Oh, good law! No. Emphatically no. Unequivocally... Best to be clear,
I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eyes, ears... I have few complaints.
Law, but it's miserable. My underarms are damp. How can I be expected to work in these... Chief Tennyson is supposedly looking into the cause, but I've seen no action from her. Deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be... Oh, you've noticed my friends. Wonderful. They're here to keep the peace. Indeed. What is the saying? The two most... Someone must stand for reason and order. Please. A luxury stateroom. To serve at our most esteemed chairman's behest is an honor, and one I'm most thankful. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state... Ask... What?
Have you seen this man? Reward off. Have you seen this man? Have you seen this? Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells. Report any sightings to your local...
RT greeting. Potential customer is unit dispense. Adjusting units. Audio receiver. Beginning dispensing sequence.
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor? Maybe we also have a line...
This is house XF411s? And an old Yakita 37?
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sub-level.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. No, it isn't. It's a mess. But it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting. Ain't that always the way? So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through. Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Wow, great! I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry. Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for my attention. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive. Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays. I keep diligent records of station repairs, requisitions, and available assets, just like my grandmother taught me. The station's radiators haven't changed since her time, and her records say the parts should be there. I trust them. Hold on. There's something you should know before you go charging off. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now. Those idiots are immune to reason, and they don't much care if the station melts to pieces. They're content to die last. If you could find some way to solve this without violence, I'd prefer that. But more than anything, we need those parts. Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Spacer's Choice calls rumor of a Saltuna shortage patently baseless. The Edgewater cannon facility is...
If you're hungry, they're fresh from the...
Sublight Salvage. Their front looks surprisingly on the up and up.
You reckon we can shop here, or is it all...
This is the simple truth. We are all molecular machines. The body is a collection of atoms. The mind is a consequence of chemical reactions.
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping. You the one... Money. Miss Lily has been expecting... Sure am. A few... These days...
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work of hunting you down. Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come. Charmed. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his anywhere. Is Ada still at the helm? I don't know how many times I told Hawthorne to restore that smartass to factory settings. I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings, but there's a catch.
Just like in the serials?
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested? I like that initiative, but ease back on the throttle. Gladys at the Rest and Go might have what you need. If there's anything else, be quick about it. Time is bits. These days, the scrap business all but runs itself. Be seeing...
Hey, Mr. Vicker. Do you ever get a little bit homesick for Edgewater? For that ocean steak?
No, I do not.
You're supposed to say yes, and go on to explain why. I just want to have a conversation.
CNP pancake mix. Now requires...
Of course.
I'm not going anywhere. You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr.
I'm sorry. See him. Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been... Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital...
What seems... If only my other patients had so many inquiries. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. She's not my patient. I'm so... Not without dispensation. We don't have the ability. Regrettably, we are dependent on the board. We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with that. Take care.
Medbase for crew only. Sorry, freighters gotta see their ship's sawbones.
Can't say I've seen you before. I take it you're a freighter captain? If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to wait. Did he now? The mouth on that man. I swear. He must be referring to Irion. I'm sure the fool's gotten himself into another scrape. I'm beginning to wonder if I'm ever gonna get my... Surgery, mostly. Medical... I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla, an asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. You look out, though. Good luck getting to Jesse, and better luck if you do. She's a real piece of work.
Something I... Take...
Rizzo's very much. A soft, sour candy shell around us.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar shipped in and out with.
Hey, you got a second? Hey, we don't know each other yet, but I'm Felix Millstone. I was in the middle of a little discussion with the local authorities when you passed me by. I noticed your ship in port. Got to thinking you might be looking for some crew, so I wandered by. Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's missing is me. Yes, I absolutely... Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the... You're serious, you're giving me a shot. I put together a little speech. Just, hey there. I'm Felix Millstone. I have prepared a list of reasons why... Firstly, I am highly personable, and I get along well with anyone who is not of the jackass persuasion.
Sorry. He's funny.
Secondly, I can be counted on in the event of a firefight, standoff, and/or raid. My motto is, if you need a steady gun hand, I'm your man. That motto is it's a work in progress. Wow. Thanks, boss. I'll just gather my personals and meet you on board.
Really?
Look at that. A real vicar.
Hey, Captain. Can I get you... So, Junlei and I have been talking some. Through messages. I got him here on my datapad, and well, she sent me a poem. One she wrote her own self. I don't know if I should read into it. Because poems are all symbolic and such, right? Oh, law. That's what's got me spooked. It's about this engine that's been shaking itself apart. Then this lady mechanic comes by and lays one hand on it. The trouble goes away. It sings. I don't want to get too hopeful, but I'm wondering if maybe she's the engine and I'm the lady? It's a real romantic poem. Yeah, okay. Deep breath. Maybe I just got a little squish for a minute. But yeah, there's other stuff needs doing.
We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Welcome back, Captain. Certainly, Cap. What would you like? A neutron walks into a bar and asks, "How much for a Rizzo's rum and something?" As you wish, Captain. See you soon.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it! Blast, that's loud. I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself. Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since... in fact, I've never had a visitor. Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device. Better... Oh, thank the law. Your skin hasn't spontaneously changed. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. So, welcome. Make your... The one I gave you before your pod landed? Ruined beyond repair. Don't worry about it. I'm reasonable. Not at all, my intrepid accomplice. I should thank you. I only regret that I couldn't save more of your fellow settlers, what with being hunted by the board, and emptying my supply of necessary... Of course. What? Oh, it's not you. I do experiments in that room. Some of them get quite scientific. Regardless, it's quite... No, and I've been trying to...
Ah, the wanted criminal himself.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Let's just enjoy our plausible deniability. Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed laboratory? It isn't as if I wanted privacy. Oh, fine. As long as you're vouching for... For what it's worth, I am... You're a talented scientist, Yes, indeed. Well done. Also...
The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Hey, that pad down.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Rizzo's Purpleberry Punch. You wanna be? You got your punch right here.
It's almost time for today's... What? They've always got one scheme, but it won't work. Go. Groundbreakers. Miss Junley. The board can't abide the community. They've always got one, but it won't work. Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of... Because that's what the board... I think they made some fool... Those board folk are... But old Gladys... That's why we got... Probably. Claims he's transmitting from... Oh, a little of this. I also need...
I'm not sure that's...
That's half the reason I make... But that's not... But... Anytime, sweet... Gracious. I've got a...
You're sure this is perfectly safe? I'd rather not die early of it.
For the last ratted on rotten time, leave me in peace! You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires not being disturbed, don't you? What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need. I'm just terrible, dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and sores all. Criminy. Alright, okay. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an...
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath. You, ain't with the board, are you? See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. Udon Bedford's the board guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. If you can square things for me, I'd owe you one even bigger than Ellie owes me. What? No, I didn't do anything. You'd let a poor, ill woman get disappeared by the board? All right, I'll fess this part up too, if it means you'll help me. 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood-tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first time. If I had, you think I'd be hiding out in the med bay? I was gonna steal it, lined up Udom as my buyer. He paid half up front to find... Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond, and it crumbled to stardust in... Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back Udom's... Thanks for helping me with the board. Or I guess I should say, Ellie is one, huh? You're sure no one followed you? Ha! Oh, you should have... Oh, that's just how Ellie is. According to her, she can deny it all she wants, but we know each other. More than just as passing acquaintances. We've helped each other. Lone pirates don't live too long.
Any word on Jessie? Let's just say she did me a favor, and now... So... Good luck. The board's got an office on the promenade just before engineering.
This is...
How do you do? Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is her organs. Compulsory donation is quite legal in such cases. That's not unreasonable.
I guess it's better than losing your organs, but... I don't know, Captain. Just doesn't seem right.
Miss Doyle is deeply in debt, and the board has every right to do whatever they like to recoup that debt. What guarantee do I have that she'll agree to the terms you negotiate? I quite concur. It's refreshing to deal with someone practical for a change. I will recall my collection agent. Tell Miss Doyle to report to me promptly for her first assignment. Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return to my work? You've changed. You absolute rat.
Wish I could say it was good to see you. At least you finally got your chance to square our debt. That ought to make you smile.
The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jesse. I guess that means I owe you now, right? Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better-than-average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off. If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway, and you settled this in a pretty tidy fashion, which tells me you're competent. But we can say I'm repaying the favor if you prefer that version. You won't be sorry. Though it looks like you've got a full roster already. Time to play favorites, Captain. Traveling in style, are we? I'll be sure to nab a cabin with a view.
Dr. Fenhill, glad you opted to join us. It'll be good to have a Sawbones on the crew.
Rizzo's mock. Apple cider. A hard cider for a hard life.
Do you know what's happening on Terra 1? Last I heard, the board
Gonna head to Vera's for whiskey and dark. Not in that order.
Watch out, there's some puddles of... Actually, it's best not to contemplate that.
You know that sound? I got a full...
Sugar gel flakes and purple berry flavored power nuggets. Now with 12% more crunch.
Wish they'd let us off station. Air up here is just recycled space or farts.
keep your sights out for me.
Rizzo's Knock You Out Bar. A CCN 76 milk chocolate bar with caramel and tea-free ice. Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells. Report any sightings to your local board embassy.
Who there? Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above. Look at this, ripe piece. Time to feed the flame.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning?
Speaking for myself, Captain, I am not of a mind to be murdered by a psychopath who...
You came with the crew. Welcome. You stumbled into my court without an in... No one turns their...
Incoming! One's down! Who there? Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company? Here we go! Can you imagine being frozen for 10 years, sailing through space in a room such as this? What the? What was that? We got trouble! Down they go. Incoming!
Take them down!
Don't shoot! I'm with Junlei! Haven't seen any new faces down here since I arrived. Not sure how long ago that was. I'll get back to my post. See you.
Smells kind of like old Bess's outflow pipes.
PNP, I can't. Rizzo's knock you out. ECN 76 milk chocolate bar with caramel and tea-free nuts in it.
How goes the hunt? I've been ruminating on it, and I decided, if you ain't killed, nothing excessive, mind you. I believe I'm growing fond of you, bounty hunter. If you got the Mardets' backs, the Mardets have got yours. Here's the bounty payout. Nice work down there. With any luck, we can hire more sharp-eyed bounty hunters like you in the future. With that bastard McRe-
wonder what that fella did to get the board so wild at him.
Hey, be careful with those crates, huh?
Welcome back, Captain. How? Yes, Captain. Beginning.
There's viscera and death everywhere. Gunfire, gnashing teeth. The unemployed. For law's sake, if anyone's receiving this, please send help. What? No! No, no, no!
Captain, we are now capable of accessing the Roseway landing pad. Also, corporate protocol requires that all distress signals include a list of key personnel for retrieval. The embedded names are Anton Crane, Vaughn Cortez, and Orson Shaw. Take care. We're now in orbit above Roseway, Captain.
We gotta talk. This Roseway business smells. Something tells me things didn't end well for the guy who made the distress call. And whoever or whatever got him will be waiting for us. Just a little caution. Could be a reason no one's picked. If you say so. I'm keeping a finger on the trigger. Anyway, we might as well take a look out there.
No guards, huh? I like this place already.
Something bit them. Something with more teeth than is strictly necessary.
Please, clear the roadway. Obstruction of commerce is punishable by a fine of no less than 10,000 bits. Warning, having obstruction.
Look out!
That had to hurt!
That's the last of them!
Organic materials detected on roadway. Please ensure mechanisms are free of reversal. Delays in loading. Commerce obstruction will be deducted from all staff pay.
Great work!
Employee, you have been fined an additional 200 bits for commerce obstruction. Please collect your ticket. Please, clear the roadway. Obstruction of commerce is punishable by a fine of no less.
Shouldn't we be looking into that distress call? Not that I mislike feeling the wind in my hair. Clever.
Warning, having obstruction. Organic materials detected on roadway. obstruction will be deducted from all staff pay. Employee, you have been fined an additional 200 bits for commerce obstruction. Please collect your ticket.
Hey, is that gunfire?
I done had enough of this shit. I'm just the fucking tarmac guard. No one said nothing about fighting. Alarms went off, raps broke loose, and I hightailed it in here to get a wall between me and them beasts. Scientist, name of Anton Crane. Someone said he's panicking inside the comm center. What do you think? I'm the landing pad guard. I was standing out on the fucking tarmac. Hell of a job until all this. Anything else you'd like to know? Forget. Wish they tasted like Sissy Pig. Some say chicken. I say the north end. Distress call? From here? Shit. They told me that weren't allowed. Got me. I just... Oh, before I forget. Auntie Cleo's makes the best pharmaceuticals in health.
Huh? I don't have time for this.
Ah, outlaws, I assume. Do me a favor and let me finish this, will you? And then make it quick, please. Oh, you aren't with the outlaws? Who are you then? Oh, well, good luck. Now, if we got the carbon in here... What does it look like? I'm preparing a personal defense device. Why, yes. I suppose I could. Thanks. Certainly not. But Porter and his goons are busy with the outlaws, and Anton's busy... No. Well, yes. Well, no. I left schematics in our storage facility. As far as I know, the security commander hasn't found them yet. I admit I... Out the south gate. I found an advanced pistol when we moved here, but it's broken. I need those... Say, Blast.
Carry on.
If you've come to end my life, let's be on with it. Oh, not actually one of them, are you? I must apologize if my call diverted you. I may have panicked. Everything's under control now, though, truth be told. An attack. One that I'd wager was due to the nature of my research here. I'm not at liberty to discuss the nature of the work I'm doing here. Suffice it to say that its importance to me, to the colony, is immeasurable. More often than not, seems I'm the only one who sees the opportunity here. A ticket to the good life once my research plays out. Byzantium. Recognition, money, proper facilities. No more uninspired dolts like my associates here. And might you be the sort of person who's, not averse to risking your life, if the pay were right? Hours ago, a group of vicious malcontents fell upon us, shot up our labs and loosed our research subjects, the Raptidons. If those cretins get their hands on my research, well, they'll need not kill me. You have a point there. It most decidedly cannot make this situation any worse. All right, we were tasked with formulating a new and improved dental gel. One cannot exaggerate the benefits of good dental hygiene. May I continue? While doing research on enzymes specific to the Raptidon's digestive system, we developed an additive which we subsequently discovered to be the most effective appetite suppressant ever. Not just any diet toothpaste, the ultimate diet toothpaste. Oh, I'm certain it could be made into that as well, with only a few changes to its molecular composition. But you're missing the point. Let's focus for a moment, shall we? Even if you disregard the obvious value of Auntie Cleo's Appazap diet toothpaste in and of itself, we're talking about my career here as well. Nice, is it not? Came up with that myself. It's a shame our marketing department is almost as befuddled as my co-workers here. Yes, but don't kill their mother if it's avoidable. We've need of her to replenish our stocks. I think there's gas in the lab somewhere that can be used to put them out. The research is in the safe in my office. You'll have need of my code and keycard. The lab's entrance is in the side of a hill. You can't miss it if you just follow the road. You'll pass by the town's original... by the Grand Architect. Jameson. He's in the old lab. My protege. I sent him to retrieve some metabolic precursors, and I forgot him. You don't understand. He was my responsibility. All of the people stationed here are, regardless of their thinking on the matter. If he has died, too many have been lost. Too many black marks against my name. And far too much paperwork. I'll thank you not to mistake my ambition for callousness. If my colleagues refuse to take their lives seriously, why should I? All they do is complain. They refuse... I understand I can come off as manipulative and ego-driven. And my colleague, Jameson.
I don't know about Dr. Crane's research, but we ought to find Mr. Jameson. He's got to be all alone. Weird.
You picked a hell of a day to visit. I'm Vaughn. Vaughn Cortez. Dr. Vaughn Cortez. But just Vaughn's fine, really. Over in the main labs. I rabbited back here when I realized I was here. We've been cooped up in here, I don't know, hours? Dr. Crane might say otherwise. Me? I had to leave an experiment running at the lab. Something I've been working on a long while. I've been extracting organic compounds from
Extracting how? No, wait, maybe...
In certain social situations. Personal situation. Sure. Of course. The newer lab is built for My equipment's in the lower levels, way in the back. I have a big room all to myself, dissection tables and whatnot. It should have been running this whole time. Just grab the results and bring them here. If you have a buyer. I got a contact who wants to haul the entire batch. Help me out, I'll cut you in for a share. I'll even pay you before I am. No, I mean... Nah.
How do you suppose that stuff's used? Do you drink it, or is it like perfume? I'm not interested, just curious.
Was that supposed to be the living quarters? Seemed about as livable as a coffin. the last of him! Think we'll find any freakish experiments locked away in there?
Security patrol.
I hope that wasn't a load-bearing wall.
All right, here we go. Everyone all right? That's what you get! Everyone all right? boss! Heads up! That's the last of him! Could have been a rat mimicking a human's voice. I saw that in a serial once.
Well, I guess I'll just head back to town then.
Hi.
the last of him.
Yeah, boss? Didn't I tell you?
The ventilation shaft runs from the bottom of the lab to the top of the hill.
I think the other six...
I don't think you want to treat yourself. Annie Cleo makes the best farm.
I told you, you're staying put.
You're not listening. We can stop this.
We didn't have many trees in Edgewater. Seems a shame to cut them down.
Josh, you're hurt! Careful, you're hurt!
You're hurt!
I was just getting started.
Isn't this pretty, Captain? I love all the trees. We ought to go places like this more. don't even know how you can get a kitchen this dirty with just canned food.
Nobody in this damn town knows how to clean up after themselves.
Oh. Security patrol.
Everyone all right? waiting for this!
Down they go!
That's the last of him!
We're just gonna walk in. Incoming!
I'm reloading! We all in one piece?
You don't shoot, I won't shoot. Deal? Keep them hands where I can see. I'm doing what I'm paid for, and not... Name's Lillian. Lady named Cass hired my crew as gun hands. I got left here to watch for Cleo reinforcements. Don't mind the asking, but I ain't telling. You want details? I go to radio, yeah. If I see any corporate shit... I'm sweaty. I got clawed by one of them monsters. Thanks, sister. I've had better. Some of them were okay. You don't get too close in this work. And I was near the Raptidon pen when they got loose. Had to set a... I look busy to you. It's surrounded by pissed off... This was a Spacer's Choice commemorative case. Some promo for Founding Day they did back in...
Don't tell me we're about to go fishing through a Raptidon's guts.
Well, you'd sure as hell... I'd be obliged...
Hey, boss. I think we can get in through that vent shaft.
Mysterious doors are the funnest sorts of doors.
Ugh, getting acquainted with all sorts of colorful new smells today. Take him down!
Everyone all right? Here they come!
Nobody messes with you, boss.
What is it?
best of the best.
You! Over here! Oh, good. You're not shooting at me. That's a start. It's been a bit of a day, so I'll get to the point. Yes, I have Crane's research. No, I'm not giving it back. Sorry to disappoint you. I suppose it does not matter. Let's make a deal. I'd like to go on living. You mean other than the satisfaction of doing me a good turn? The first thing I need is a key card to unlock. There are 2 ways out. The quickest is through the front door, but Cleo Security's bottled up in there. If you don't want to shoot them, I suppose you could talk to them. The other way out is through the loading bay, but you'd have to clear out the rafts for me. Then I could just slip out the back, sight unseen. So you lied about not knowing Crane. We liberated that research. We did not steal it. And yes... Semantics. If I were consigned to spending my days making diet toothpaste... It is my one bargaining chip. If you want this research, you will help me out of this mess. You might be the first stroke of luck I've had all day. Thank you. I'm in your debt. On my own? Nothing beyond... You really expect me to just let them pass? Why? So they can... Never mind. I'm obvious. I'll help, however. The Raps took us by... You'll need a keycard to unlock my door. Ask away. No one asks why. I am doing this.
Never imagined I'd say this, boss, but Raptidon deserves better.